In order to incorporate contemporary motor learning theory into practice, you don't need a big fancy machine, although it would help. All you really need to understand is what contemporary motor learning theory is. Again, contemporary motor learning theory is a concept of building motor habits with the client, task, and environment in mind. You want to provide specific feedback in order to provide that perception of completion to the patient. You also want to gauge where the client is in the process of learning. Are they still understanding what the goal is? Are they still in that motor planning stage of how am I going to do that with my current capacities? How am I going to coordinate my hands, my arms, my trunk in order to actually complete this task? Or are they in the stage of fine-tuning where they have basic mastery of the skills and now they're just trying to make it a little bit more efficient? Well, with this example, we have a basic occupation of just folding a shirt. And you have to ask some questions during this of what goes into folding a shirt? Well, the basics of, well, I need some fine motor skills. I may need some gross motor skills. I need that concept of what folding is, right? And other questions you want to ask, particular to the client and their environment, is do they fold at home? Have they ever folded clothes before? Other questions are, do they understand, again, how the folding works? And can they map that behavior out in their head? So for this, we'll use a demonstration of how to fold a shirt as an example initially for the client. So initially you'd show them, you have their clothes out, and you take a shirt right away. You show them, be like, this is kind of how I do it. And you just show them, please don't come after me. That's how I fold a t-shirt, and that's how I was taught. I'm sure there's another way, but I think that is kind of the basic way. And you'd show them, and now you have a completed t-shirt. You've shown them the process. You hand them a t-shirt now, and you see if they can do it themselves. And if this doesn't work, if they're still having trouble mapping out that motor behavior, you can even use hand-over-hand demonstration to provide that initial motor planning for the client. You can implement this concept into many basic ADLs and expand it to more complex interventions, such as the anti-gravity treadmill, where in this particular example, they use a mirror in front of them to provide that visual feedback to let them know if that motor behavior plan they have in their head is in fact working, if it looks coordinated, if it kind of looks like how they ran before the injury or incident. That about wraps it up. Thank you, and hope you enjoyed these examples of how to integrate contemporary motor learning theory into practice and other basic interventions that us as future or current OTs will or do currently use.